Save 2 rows after the students. Parents can fill in the back. Save 2 rows in behind. Anybody wants to fill in the back, you're welcome to do that. Leave 2 rows for the students. Just please fill in the back behind the students. We'll get started. We want to start in 1 minute. Please find a seat. Please stand for the national anthem. Good evening. Welcome to the 31st Annual Merit Assembly for Vine High School graduates. For the 139th time, Vine High School graduation practices and affairs have now started officially. Congratulations to our graduates. I'd like to thank the Vine Board of Education for their help and support during the course of the school year. Mr. Chris Jennings, President, Jeff Borley, Vice President, members Inez Acosta, Kim Cataspati, Nick Fiocchi, Damaris Rios, Eugene Medio, Cedric Holmes, and F. John Sobrano. Thank you. Let's give them a nice round of applause for all their help and support. Vine High School and all the schools in Vine. Central Administration, Dr. Mary Briccio, Assistant Superintendents, Mr. Nathan Fry, John Francopani, Business Administrator Helen Haley, and Board Secretary, and Dr. Joseph Rossi, Executive Director of Personnel. Please give them a round of applause for their hard work and dedication. Here at Vine High School, Mr. Don Robbins, Athletic Director, Ms. Jacqueline Alvarez, Assistant Principal, Sandy Myers, Suzette DeMarchi, Darren Palmer, Tina Morris, and Richard Panis, all Assistant Principals here at Vine High School. Thank you. Please give them a round of applause for doing a great job here at Vine High School. Again, I'd like to welcome everyone here to the 31st Merit Assembly at Vine High School. It's a very rich tradition here. We are very proud to honor our students, both past and present. Tonight, we honor the current Vine High School graduating class, the 139th. This year, 639 students will be graduating and will be receiving $153,000 in scholarship money for our students. This does not include academic or athletic individual scholarships. Over the years, the size of the student body consistently graduated over 600 students. Administrators decided to also recognize the top 10 students from Bond High School each year. Now, each student has their portrait in the main hallway of the mushroom for an entire school year. Many of the benefactors of this evening's scholarships are here tonight. I will ask them to please stand at this time to be acknowledged, and let's thank them for their help and support. Please rise if you would, all the benefactors. These are all of our scholarship donors. Thank you very much. All fine citizens that help and support our high school year in and year out. Bonnet High School's Historical Committee has helped us to remember our wonderful past with their meticulous research. All great schools have had excellent teachers, which we recognize in our Wall of Warriors in the upstairs atrium here at Bonnet High School. We also place on display in the B Wing all the past valedictorians and class presidents since 1917 to the present day. We are continuing our rich traditions. I'd like to share a yearbook quote with you, and this is the original yearbook 100 years ago that I'm taking a quote from. And I quote Caroline Henderson, who was the class historian in 1917. Quote, "We have finished high school. In truth, we have finished our school life and entered into the greatest and biggest school of all, life's school. Some will enter college, some will enter business life, but I leave that to the class prophet. Yet, in these dreams of mine, I dream big things for each and every member of this illustrious class, and I hope that no one will fail. In later life, each of us will be glad and proud to remember that we were a member of this, the best, the class of 1917. These same words can be applied tonight, 100 years later. Congratulations and good luck to the class of 2017. At this time, representing the Bonnet Board of Education will be John Sabrana for some remarks. Mr. Sabrana.
Thank you, Dr. McCann. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor and a privilege for me to be here tonight to speak on behalf of President Chris Jennings and Vice President Jeff Bordley and my colleagues on the Vineland Board of Education. Joining me here tonight, Mrs. Kim Cottasbody and Mr. Cedric Holmes. It's also a pleasure to share the podium with Dr. Gruccio, our superintendent, Dr. McCann, VHS principal, and all the other administrators here tonight. For those of us on the school board, participating in ceremonies like these, where so many scholarships and awards are presented to our graduates, it's one of the greatest joys we have. Seeing you here tonight in your caps and gowns, with your broad smiles, I can sense the excitement you feel with graduation now less than a week away. Yours is the last class that I had the pleasure of working with as Director of Communications before I retired from my full-time employment and moved up to the school board. And having worked with many of you back then, I know how hard you worked in school and all the sacrifices you made to earn the honors and the accolades that you're going to receive tonight, not to mention the financial awards. The The pride you feel tonight when you accept these awards is also shared by your parents, family members, the teachers, the administrators, and the support staff. They too have worked hard and given much to help you reach this level of academic success. Pages always stick together. They also share the excitement that you feel as graduation now looms so large. And we hope that it doesn't rain, even though it's going to be very warm. So enjoy this evening and savor the last few days that you will spend walking the halls of Vineland High School. Make good decisions so the smiles we see tonight and the joy we feel for all of you is reflected far into the future. Good luck and best wishes. Apologies. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce my former boss and now my colleague, Dr. Mary Gruccio, the superintendent of schools.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. It's truly my pleasure to be here this evening. This time of year, we attend different ceremonies every night, and it's such a joyous feeling because we see the good that we have in our students here in the Vineland Public Schools. Sometimes the bad overshadows the good, but we have so many good students and so much to be proud of, and I'm very honored to be a part of that. So I'd like to congratulate the entire class of 2017, and to all of you who will be recipients tonight, congratulations, and I wish you and your families the very best. I would like to thank each of you who take the time and give your money and your effort to present these scholarships to our students tonight. You help to make the future brighter for them, and for that we're very, very grateful. To those of you who will be our recipients, I ask you to just take a moment when you receive your scholarship this evening, to just remember that although it's important to you, it's also very, very special to those who give them to you. Most of the people who give a scholarship, it's in memory of a loved one, or it's about a cause that they are very passionate about and believe in. So please just take a moment to remember how much it means to them as well as to you, and give a little thank you. Finally, graduation is next week, just a few days away. I want you to enjoy every moment of it and all of the activities from now until then. I just ask that you enjoy them, but be safe and be happy. Enjoy every moment of it. You deserve it and you've earned it. God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you, Dr. Gruccio. We're going to jump right into the awards. It's my honor to call out the first one, and this has always been something that we are so proud of, because we think this is going to take our students right into the work world. It's really important to have perfect attendance, and I'm going to call both of these students up at the same time because they both did the same thing. They've never missed school since 4th grade. 4th grade. Honest to God. So proudly, all the scholarships are very important. We're starting off with a big one. Brianna Sage Soupy and Emily Marie Torres. You're up on stage, ladies. Congratulations, and there'll be a lot of employers hoping to have you on the job. Nice round of applause. Perfect attendance. Now, the next order of business, when you are called out, you'll come up to the front of the stage down in the pit. Dr. Gruccio and myself will be there with the President of the Board of Education, and we will congratulate you on your award. Parents, if you want to take pictures, that's the time to do it. Come on up, you see how the program's going. Line yourself up, take a picture for this very, very great moment in our students' lives. To doing that, what will happen, one assistant principal on this side of the stage will call out the scholarship, and then the other one will be on the other podium doing the same thing. So they'll alternate. So at this time, I'd like to introduce two of our assistant principals, Ms. Jackie Alvarez and Ms. Susan Tamarchi. Thank you, ladies.
Good evening. Our valedictorian for the class of 2017 is Neil Patel. Neil is the recipient of the Honorable Frank J. Testa Scholarship in the amount of $500. Presenting the award to Neil is Elizabeth Testa, wife of Frank Testa. Elizabeth was also part of the Vineland High School class of 1940. Miss Jerry Testa McCann, Vineland High School class of 1976. Mrs. Elizabeth McCann Petrini, Vineland High School class of 2001. And Mr. Frank Testa, valedictorian of the Vineland High School class of 1987. All were honor students at Vineland High School. The Honorable Frank J. Testa, a native and lifelong Vineland resident, first demonstrated his passion and commitment to education by being named valedictorian of Vineland High School's graduating class of 1934. His love of learning did not end here. Judge Testa continued his education at Temple University and after graduating, went on to earn a degree in law from Rutgers Law School. Because Judge Testa attained these achievements during difficult economic times, he had no choice but to work his way through both college and law school. His favorite saying was, if one has the burning desire to succeed in his endeavors, he most certainly will make it happen, and that he did. Judge Testa practiced law, something he loved to do, in Vineland for over 60 years. His dedication and loyalty was always evident in his commitment and service to his city. Judge Testa served as Vineland's mayor from 1956 to 1960. After practicing law, Judge Testa went on to become a Superior Court judge for 10 years. He then continued in his much-loved profession by serving as counsel in his son's Vineland law firm until his passing in 2001 at the age of 86. The foundation for Frank Testa's successes was laid right here at Vineland High School when he earned the title of valedictorian of the class of 1934. His grandson and namesake, Frank Testa, followed in his grandfather's footsteps in two ways. He was named valedictorian of Vineland High School's class of 1987 and also went on to become an attorney. Tonight, the Honorable Frank J. Testa Memorial Valedictorian Scholarship is awarded to Neil Patel. In addition, Neil Kuntz is the recipient of the Vineland Rotary Club Lawrence Kimball Award in the amount of $500, and he will also be receiving a sterling silver bowl. Presenting this award to him is the president of the Rotary Club, Susanna Philippoussis. W. Fisher Scholarship in the amount of $500 a year for 4 years. He will also be receiving the AP Calculus Award in the amount of $400.
The salutatorian for the class of 2017, Ashley Prior, receives the Dr. William Menes Alumni Scholarship this evening in the amount of $1,000. Ashley, are you here? Okay.
Our next award recipient is Rhiannon August. She is the recipient of the Honorable Frank J. Testa Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Presenting this award is Mrs. Elizabeth Testa, wife of Frank Testa, Elizabeth McCann Petrini, and Frank Testa. After listening to the life history of Frank Testa previously presented, it becomes evident that a continuous common thread wove its way throughout his life, bringing with it success, respect, and honor. This golden fiber was his value of education, and Judge Testa instilled this in his children and grandchildren, and without a doubt, it will be passed on to the future generations to come. He would be so proud to know that he was taking part in the academic dreams of a student here tonight. This year's Honorable Frank J. Testa Cumberland County College Scholarship is being presented to a student who is continuing her education at Cumberland County College, Rhiannon August. Congratulations.
Dylan Murray receives the Vineland Fire Department Lloyd Ronchetti Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. This award is being presented by Andrew and Stephen Hartman. Lloyd Ronchetti, the boss, as he is affectionately known by the members of the Vineland Fire Department, is the namesake of a scholastic scholarship offered to fire department members and their families. Ronchetti, who retired in 1985, wore many hats in his 52-year career with the Vineland Fire Department. He served as chief of company number 4, Main Avenue, from 1938 through 1948. He was appointed to the position of part-time fire director from 1960 until 1970, at which time he was hired as the city's first full-time director of fire. Ronchetti is active in the fire department's exempt and relief associations and still finds time to work on his golf game. The Lloyd Ronchetti Scholarship, enacted in 1998, is a tribute to Lloyd's outstanding work ethic and commitment to the Vineland Fire Department. The scholarships are awarded to those individuals who wish to further educate themselves and may be in the need of some financial assistance to achieve their goals.
The second award recipient of the Vineland Fire Department Lloyd Ronchetti Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 goes to Stephanie Pagnini. Presenting the award is Andrew and Stephen Hartman, firefighters. Vineland Fire Department
Lloyd Ronchetti Scholarship as well this evening in the amount of $1,000. Alyssa also receives the VHS All Sports Booster Club Scholarship this evening. Each year, the Vineland High School Booster Club awards sports scholarships to senior athletes at the amount of $500. The criteria for the scholarship is be a varsity letter winner in at least one sport as a senior, be in good academic standing, submit an essay explaining why they are deserving of the scholarship in regard to their athletic participation at Vineland High School. This year, the Booster Club is awarding 4 scholarships tonight. Congratulations.
Our next award recipient is Kaylee Cook. She is the recipient of the Esther and William Number Continuing Education Scholarship in the amount of $250. Presenting the award to her this evening is Susan Nunberg-Kuttner, Vineland High School teacher. The Esther and William Nunberg Lifelong Learning Scholarship Award is presented to a student who actively participated and exhibited sensitivity in the Search for Conscious course. Additionally, this student's parents may have been unable to attend college due to the social, religious persecution or financial deprivation. Despite this turmoil, the student surpassed their parents' greatest expectations to attend college and be the first-generation college graduate. A little background knowledge regarding Esther and William Nunberg. Esther was 15 and William Nunberg, age 22, were students in Belgium, Poland. In 1939, when the Nazis entered their hometown, which was on the border between Germany and Poland, they were not permitted to attend school or continue their education. This was due to religious persecution as they were of the Jewish faith. Fast forward, after immigrating to the United States on September 13, 1949, my parents began to rebuild their lives. They attended night school to learn English, worked very hard, built their own business, and started a family. They had 5 children, 4 sons, and 1 daughter, me. Our parents encouraged us to go to school, be proud Americans, and become well educated. My 4 brothers and I all attended college and continued our education in the Navy, graduate school, engineering, business, and medical school. After we had graduated, Esther and William Nunberg wished to continue supporting sensitive students who strive to succeed. Their motto has always been, education is something no one can ever take away from you. This year's Esther and William Nunberg Continuing Education Scholarship is presented to a student from the Search for Conscience class, Kaylee Cook. Kaylee, stay right there. She is also being presented with the D.M. Barcy School in memory of Alfina Freeman in the amount of $500. Presenting the award is Elizabeth Anthony, Jamie Eckert, Danielle Monteleone, and Peter Manyandas. It is with great pride that we present the Alfino A. Freeman Barcy School Scholarship to Kaylee Cook. Mrs. Freeman exhibited splendid character traits such as perseverance, kindness, and honesty that we at Barcy School exemplify as well. We believe that Kaylee has and will continue to represent herself in that same respectable manner as she pursues her education for a bright and promising future. Best wishes, Kaylee. Okay, Kaylee. the French Award, and you will be receiving a certificate and medal. Presenting the award is Adele Johnson from the World Language Department. French Award highest GPA for Kaylee Cook. Achieving the highest GPA in the study of world language French is in particular for 4 years is no easy task without determination and great interest. It is the highest achievement that can come to a high school student academically. This year, the Vineland High School French Department ties with 2 recipients. Kaylee Cook is one of the 2 recipients. Kaylee is attending Stockton University in the fall, where she hopes to major in psychology and become a licensed clinical psychologist. She loves helping others. Throughout her study of French, I have found her to be very hardworking, dedicated, and enthusiastic student, always going beyond what is expected of her. So at this time, I am delighted to present the plaque to Kaylee Cook. Kaylee is also receiving the MetLife Scholarship in the amount of $500. Congratulations, Kaylee.
This evening, Stephanie Romero receives 5 scholarships. First, Michael L. Puccio Jr. Memorial Scholarship. This award is being presented by Dr. Mary Gruccio, Superintendent of Vineland Public Schools. The scholarship being presented this evening is in memory of Michael Gruccio, who was a former member of the Vineland Board of Education from 1984 and served as president from 1988 until his death in 1990. Michael genuinely cared about our community and all members of our school system, most especially the students, which is why it gives me great pleasure to present a scholarship in his memory this evening. Michael's family would like to wish all the members of the class of 2017 continued success, health, and happiness. They would also like to thank all of the students who applied for this scholarship, as well as the committee members who were involved in the selection process. It was the most difficult task to select one recipient from so many fine applicants. The recipient was to be in good academic standing and active in school and community activities while displaying characteristics which were evident in Michael, such as integrity, leadership, dedication, optimism, gentleness towards others. At this time, it is with great pleasure that Dr. Gruccio presents the Michael L. Gruccio Jr. Memorial Scholarship to Stephanie Romero. Stephanie also receives the Landis Intermediate School Alumni Scholarship. This award is being presented by Ms. Melanie Beck, principal of Landis Intermediate School, in the amount of $250. Stephanie also receives the Mary and Andrea Bell Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $750. She is also the recipient of the Lucille V. Harker Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500. And Stephanie also receives this evening the Agape Scholarship. The presenter for this scholarship is Giselle Lennis, receptionist at Agape Medical Center. Agape Medical Center is proud to support and encourage the academic accomplishments and pursuits of students in the area in which we serve. It's our desire as a medical practice to demonstrate what Agape love means, not just towards our patients, but also towards the community at large. We congratulate the recipients of our scholarship today, as well as the entire graduating class of 2017, and would like to say thank you for allowing us to be a part of such a special day. Sincerely, Dr. Timothy Ryan and his Agape Medical Staff Center staff.
Our next award recipient is Tyreek Brown. Tyreek will be receiving 6 scholarships this evening. He is the recipient of the Billy Consolo Memorial Wrestling Scholarship in the amount of $2,000, and he will receive a plaque. Presenting the award is Dot Consolo, mother, and Dottie Cartman, trustee, sister of Billy Consolo. The scholarship that is being presented tonight is in memory of Billy Consolo. Billy was on the wrestling team and graduated in 1978. This scholarship is for a member of the wrestling team furthering their education in a field of his choice. The recipient of this scholarship was chosen by the scholarship committee: Mr. John Casadio, Mr. Dave Homiak, Mr. Don Robbins, Mr. John D'Alessandro, and Mr. Dennis Miller. A special thanks to the committee for their help and support. The criteria for the selection of this scholarship is humanitarianism, leadership, sportsmanship, integrity, and determination to achieve, which emphasized the way Billy lived. It is with love, honor, and respect to Billy that the 2017 Billy Consolo Memorial Wrestling Scholarship is presented to Tyreek Brown. Tyreek is also the recipient of the Jeffrey A. Clay Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Presenting the award is James Clay Jr. and Tara Clay family. This scholarship is awarded in memory of Jeff Clay, an alumni of Vineland High School class of 1988. He was a proud member of the Vineland High School wrestling team from 1984 to 1988 and the captain of the 1988 Group 4 championship team. After high school, Jeff graduated from Rutgers University. Then he went on to complete his flight training at Comair Aviation Academy in Sanford, Florida. He then became a pilot for Comair Delta in 1999. On August 27, 2006, Captain Jeff Clay died in a tragic plane crash, Flight 5191 in Lexington, Kentucky. Jeff contributed many hours of hard work and dedication to the Vineland High School wrestling team as a wrestler and later as a coach. It is the hope of his family that this scholarship will help a Vineland High School graduate continue on to college and fulfill his dreams. The recipient must show many of the qualities that Jeff possessed. He strove for excellence and perfection in all his endeavors, was quick to lend a helping hand, give an encouraging smile, and be a faithful friend. Jeff was a leader on and off the mat. He was proud to be part of the fraternity of Vineland wrestlers that are in their hearts red and gray for life. Jeff is sadly missed and never forgotten by all who knew him. We are proud to award this year's scholarship to Tyreek Brown. Tyreek is also receiving the Landis Intermediate School Alumni Scholarship in the amount of $250. Presenting the award is Miss Melanie Beck, Principal, Landis Intermediate School. Tyreek is also the recipient of the Mary and Andrea Bell Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $750. He will also be receiving the A.W. Fisher Scholarship in the amount of $500 a year for 4 years. Tyreek is also receiving the National Congress of Black Women Bridgeton Chapter Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Is receiving a scholarship from the Women's Club of Vineland. And Nicolino, chairperson of the Educational Committee, will be presenting the award of $1,500. The Frank Morrissey Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient is Abrinade Adenuba. She is receiving the Women's Club of Vineland Scholarship in the amount of $1,500. Presenting the award is Linda Galino, Chairperson, the Education Committee. Abrinade is also receiving the Catherine J. Arpino Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Ariel Alenardo is receiving the Vineland High School Art Department Scholarship in the amount of $300 this evening. This award is the Fine Arts Department Chairperson, Mr. Bill McDevitt. Ariel is also receiving the Connie Jost Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is Sabrina Ayala. She is receiving 2 scholarships. Sabrina is the recipient of the Raymond E. Ghost Junior Vocational Education Scholarship Award in the amount of $500. Presenting her the award is Raymond Ghost. As a dedicated educator and an advocate of vocational offerings in public education, Mr. Yost's 37-year career at Vineland High School had a great impact on thousands of students. Many of his students went on to build successful careers in the automotive industry and related areas. This award is being offered to honor his continuing passion for learning and teaching, as well as his love for the industrial arts. Sabrina is also the recipient of the Automotive Parts Company Award in the amount of $250. The next award recipient is Sydney Bennett. Sydney is the recipient of the John N. Junta Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500. Presenting the award is Deborah Gowdy, mother of John Junta. The John N. Junta Scholarship Award is the continuation of a dream that one young man had for his own life. John Junta had something in common with each of you. He was the second of 5 children. He grew up in Vineland, went to Oak and Main School, Durand Elementary, DePolito and Landis Middle Schools, and Vineland High. He played trumpet in the marching band, was a member of the debate team, and threw the javelin on the track and field team. He joked around in good humored way. He did spot-on impersonations of each of his teachers and never let his brothers or sisters take themselves too seriously. Most of all, he enjoyed times with his family where everyone got together to celebrate life's achievements like birthdays and graduations. 18 years ago, John sat in this auditorium, one step closer to his dream of becoming an elementary education teacher. He thought that students in urban public schools needed more role models and chose to become a teacher to meet that need. He majored in elementary education at Seton Hall University and volunteering as a teacher's assistant at an elementary school in Newark, New Jersey. Unfortunately, during his freshman year of college, just after 7 months from graduating from Vineland High School, he died in a fire that other students intentionally set in his college dorm. When he died, he could no longer pursue his dream of becoming a teacher, but his dream did not die. We created the John N. Junta Memorial Scholarship so that John's dream would live on, embodied by talented students who dedicated themselves to helping others. For that reason, we chose a student who exhibits good moral character, integrity, and appreciation for multiculturalism, and a sense of devotion to the community. A student who plans to major in education, social work, or other related fields, and a student who has been involved in extracurricular, volunteer, and community service activities. This year, we have found an amazing student who embodies each of our criteria. She believes that teenagers who face psychological and mental health issues need someone to go to when the traditional support networks of family, friends, and teachers are not enough. To meet that need, she wants to major in social work and become a counselor devoted to helping teens. We are proud and honored to present the 2017 John N. Junta Memorial Scholarship Award to Sydney Bennett.
Juana Briones receives the Gloria M. Sabater Spanish Scholarship in the amount of $800 this evening.
Our next award recipient is Thomas Burgess. He is receiving 4 scholarships this evening. The first is the Mark Malamed Gabriel Project Scholarship in the amount of $250. To present the award is Ken Malamed, President, and Angel Santiago, Vice President. Our brother and teacher and friend, Mark Malamed, made a mark on our local community that stretches to this day across the world. His achievements are presented through the students he taught, the teachers he worked with, the friends he made laugh, and the family he touched. The Mark Malamed Gabriel Project continues Mark's goals of children, helping children through this scholarship. Our chosen student this year exemplifies the true meaning of the Gabriel Project, and we are proud of his accomplishments and wish him the best always. Thomas is also receiving the Michael Albano Scholarship in the amount of $500. Presenting the award is Nelson Albano. Michael Albano, a 2001 graduate of Vineland High School, who was tragically taken on December 20th, 2017 by a repeat offender of drinking and driving. Many laws have been passed to protect the innocent victims killed by drunk drivers. Please remember, don't drink and drive. Choose a designated driver. Wear your seatbelts. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. We have many young drivers, but none to spare. Thomas is also receiving the Antique Arts and Cultural Society of South Jersey Award in the amount of $100, and is also receiving the Cumberland Players Drama Award in the amount of $500.
Emily Cagnon receives 4 scholarships this evening. The first of which is from the Vineland Early Childhood Advisory Council Preschool Scholarship. This award is being presented by Lynn Monteleone, Principal of Vineland Preschool Program, in the amount of $1,000. Emily also receives this evening the Agape Scholarship. This award is being presented by Diana Quiros, Medical Assistant of Agape Medical Center, in the amount of $250. In addition, Emily receives the Kathleen Anzalaro Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 this evening. This scholarship is given in memory of a staff member of Memorial School. Kathy Anzalaro was a woman who came to school each day with a smile and an appreciation for everything around her. She was the heart of Memorial School, and although she is missed, we are glad to be giving this award in her honor to a student who shows citizenship, school spirit, and pride in all they do. The recipient of the scholarship embodies the characteristics of sincerity, leadership, and a willingness to help others. They are active in activities in school as well as in their community. They take initiative and take on life with a positive attitude. Memorial School is proud to be giving this scholarship for $500 to Emily Cagnon. And Emily also receives the New Jersey Interscholastic Athletic Association plaque this evening.
Our next award recipient is Christina Carlo. She is the recipient of 3 scholarships this evening. The first is the Jeffrey Gross Memorial Scholarship in the amount of the Jeffrey Gross Jr. Memorial Scholarship. Jeffrey's tremendous energy shed a bright light upon everyone he encountered. He is most remembered for his eccentric sense of humor and easygoing personality. Jeffrey enjoyed math and science and was an avid lover of technology. In 2006, Jeffrey was enrolled at Cumberland County College with an end goal of seeking a bachelor's degree in engineering at another university. We are very pleased to award this year's Jeffrey Gross Jr. Memorial Scholarship Awards of $1,000 each to 2 deserving recipients. We wish them both the very best of luck in their future endeavors. Christina is also receiving the A.W. Fisher Scholarship in the amount of $500 a year for 4 years. She is also receiving the Sony Lugo Scholarship in the amount of $500, and presenting her the award is Angel Santiago, son. Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500.
Memorial Scholarship through the Vineland Rotary Club in the amount of $1,500.
Our next award recipient is Daquan Cosby. He is the award recipient of the William Simpson Scholarship in the amount of $250.
Robert Dickinson receives 4 scholarship awards this evening. First, the VHS All Sports Booster Club Scholarship in the amount of $500. Robert also receives this evening the Search for Conscience Jacob Teichman Arthur Coonreich Scholarship. The Search for Conscience Jacob Teichman Arthur Coonreich Scholarship is given in memory of Mrs. Coonreich's father and father-in-law. They were both Holocaust survivors who believed in character, diligence, discipline, integrity, tolerance, and education. Not only did they believe in these attributes, they possessed them and so much more. It is only fitting that the scholarship be given to a student with sound moral standing who will share the history of the Holocaust in memory of those that perished. This award is in the amount of $150. Robert is also receiving this evening the Diamond Social Club Scholarship in the amount of $500. And lastly, Robert receives the Wizardry 101 Scholarship. The Wizardry 101 Scholarship is awarded to the member who represents the magical, meticulous nature of chemistry. This year's winner Robert Dickinson served as a science department lab technician and performed in all of the chemical demonstration shows performed for Vineland Elementary School students. Congratulations, Robert.
Our next award recipient is Frank DeGiorgio Jr. He is receiving 6 scholarships. He is receiving a Sylvia and Albert Stern Scholarship in the amount of $2,500 a year for 4 years. My father, Albert Stern, graduated from Vineland High School in 1933. My mother, Sylvia Stern, graduated in 1937. They were dedicated to the school and rarely missed a reunion of their respective classes. Growing up, I always remember their yearbooks playing a prominent role in our den. My father was a vegetable farmer, and my mother was a traditional farmer's wife. This scholarship is dedicated to their memory and is designed to help Vineland High School graduates with some connection to agriculture, the environment, or other related areas. It's a $10,000 scholarship payable at $2,500 a year for 4 years. So far, 19 Vineland High School students have received the Sylvia and Albert Stern scholarships. I am pleased to report that all but one are either still in college or have graduated. This year's recipient is Frank DeGiorgio Jr. Frank is also the recipient of the Edward Pinson Scholarship in the amount of $1,500. Presenting the award is William Hartman, committee member. The Edward Pinson Scholarship Foundation was founded in 1997 by Millville resident Edward Pinson. A farm boy from Nebraska, Mr. Pinson spent his adult years working as a boiler room operator in Cumberland County. He was not a fancy man, but humble and modest. He was a gardener and could fix anything mechanical. He worked hard and enjoyed a good reputation within the community. Edward cared for his elderly mother until she was 101 years old. His legacy is the Edward Pinson Scholarship Foundation, and it represents the product of more than 6 decades of dedication and hard work. Although Edward was not an educated man in the traditional sense, he valued education and always considered the potential of every individual and their contribution to their family and community. These scholarships, which are offered as a result of Mr. Pinson's caring and generosity, are an opportunity for the recipients to make a difference in their lives and in the lives of their families and community. There were many fine applications received this year, and the scholarship committee commends all who applied. Congratulations to all this year's recipients. Frank is also the recipient of the Crudo Brothers Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Presenting the award is Robert Crudo and Patricia Crudo, children of Frank Crudo. Horace, Joseph, and Frank Crudo always recognized education as a lifelong pursuit and continued to display a heartfelt desire for learning throughout their entire lives. This award is being given to a student who holds such values dear and will embrace the same pride and passion for learning as these 3 self-made men of the greatest generation. Frank is also receiving the Italian American Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Frank is also receiving the Bruce and Lois Middleton Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. And Frank is also receiving the A.W. Fisher Scholarship in the amount of $500 a year for 4 years.
And also includes a certificate. And Cynthia receives this evening the Michael Albano Scholarship in the amount of $500 presented by Mr. Nelson Albano.
Our next award recipient is Dylan Farinaccio. He is receiving the Italian American Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Brenda Figueroa Antonio. Brenda receives this evening the Moises Santos Memorial Scholarship by Hispanos Pro Educación in the amount of $500. This award is being presented by Maria Correa. Brenda also receives this evening the A.W. Fisher Scholarship in the amount of $500 a year for 4 years.
Our next award recipient is Devin Fisher. She is the award recipient of the South Jersey Golf Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Presenting the award is Lori Freisch, the SJGA Treasurer. Devin is also the recipient of the Petway Patriot Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Presenting the award is Jackie Monguza.
Graceland Galan receives 4 scholarships this evening. The first scholarship is from the Joe Acosta Memorial Scholarship Fund in the amount of $500. This award is being presented by Judy Acosta Garza, sister of the late Joe Acosta. This award is in the amount of $500. Joe was a lifelong resident of Vineland and a VHS graduate, class of 1976. After graduating from college, Joe worked as an inspector for the Casino Control Commission and substitute teacher for many years prior to starting his own accounting business, Acosta Tax Service. Joe was a very giving man and active in the community. He was a very talented musician and loved tinkering with technology. As an advocate for education, Joe always strived to encourage all students to take advantage of the opportunities offered to advance their knowledge in order to become successful and productive citizens in the community. He was elected as member of the Vineland Board of Education, and ironically was visiting Winslow's school trying to calm parental concerns after the sudden death of a kindergarten student on the morning leading up to his fatal accident at the hands of a drunk driver. After his untimely death, the family could think of no better way to continue the work that he had begun than by offering a scholarship to a worthy graduate of Vineland High School in his name. On behalf of the Acosta family, we'd like to congratulate Ms. Gracelyn Galan as the recipient of this year's scholarship, as well as the entire class of 2017. Gracelyn also receives the Vineland Administrators and Supervisors Association Scholarship in the amount of $500. This award is being presented by Dan Greco, principal of Durand Elementary School. Gracelyn also receives the Petway Patriot Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Ms. Mangalizo is also presenting this award. And lastly, the Vineland High School Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient is Jessica Garcia. She is the recipient of the Anthony J. Palmieri Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $250, and she will receive a plaque. On behalf of the Palmieri family, the Anthony J. Palmieri Award of $250 is given to a graduating senior who has been outstanding in the area of fine arts. The recipient of this award is Jessica Garcia.
Desiree Gonzalez receives the Catherine J. Arquino Scholarship in the amount of $500 this evening.
Our next award recipient is Siani Gomez. Siani will be receiving 3 scholarships this evening. She is the recipient of the Vineland High School All Sports Booster Club Scholarship in the amount of $500. She is also the recipient of the Thomas Martirano Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500. Presenting the award is wife of Mr. Thomas Martirano, Mrs. Jenny Martirano, and Mrs. Andrea Martirano, daughter. Detective Thomas Martirano was a distinguished member of the Vineland Police Department, and after retirement worked at Vineland High School in security. He was a loving family member who volunteered his time selflessly to his church and community. In all things Tom did, he was known to treat people with kindness and respect. Unfortunately, Tom suffered for many years from PTSD and depression, which eventually cost him his life. It is in the spirit of Tom's generous giving that we offer this scholarship to a deserving student who can hopefully make a difference in the field of mental health. The applicant must be planning to attend a 2- or 4-year college majoring in the field of psychology or social services, have a minimal GPA of 3.0, history of community service, a teacher recommendation, and is required to write a 250-word essay explaining why they are pursuing a career in their chosen field. Siani is also receiving the Puerto Rican Social Action Committee Scholarship in the amount of $500. Presenting the award is Nancy Ocasio-Banador and Nelson Ocasio, President of the Puerto Rican Action Club. The Puerto Rican Social Action Committee, a local committee, will award a $500 scholarship to a deserving Vineland High School senior who will attend a 2- or 4-year college next school year. The Elviro Ocasio Senior Scholarship is named after Mr. Elviro Ocasio Sr., who was one of the pioneers of the Hispanic community that served as a sheriff's officer for 9 years, a volunteer firefighter, and held many executive office positions in many local organizations, including the North-South Vineland Little League and Puerto Rican Social Action Committee. Puerto Rican Social Action Committee was established in 1956 with the purpose of promoting and further good relationships between the Hispanic and non-Hispanic communities in Vineland. In order to be considered for this scholarship, students need to be Latino or of Latino descent, have a grade point average of a 2.5 or higher, and must complete an essay of 250 words or more, answering the essential question: what role has your cultural heritage played in your development as an individual?
Our next recipient is Cassidy Grablow. Tonight, Cassidy receives 2 awards. The first, the Edward Pinson Scholarship, presented by William Hartman, member of the selection committee, in the amount of $1,500. Cassidy also receives the French Award, a certificate and medal presented by Adele Johnson, from the World Language Department. The VHS French Department proudly presents its highest GPA award to senior Cassidy Grablow for excellence in French for maintaining the highest GPA in that language for 4 years. Cassidy is of Summa status and is a New Jersey Stars recipient as well as a School Counts winner. She's truly a hard worker and has a great love for France and its people. She was so enthusiastic about French before entering her freshman year at Vineland High School that she asked her mom to make a family trip to Paris to visit. Cassidy hopes on attending Cumberland County College, where she will study biomedical science and healthcare in the fall. So at this time, I am proud to present the French Award to Cassidy Grablow.
Our next award recipient is Travis Harrell. Travis is the recipient of 3 scholarships this evening. He is receiving the Italian Cultural Foundation of South Jersey Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Presenting the award is Mr. Robert Odorizzi, President. Travis is also receiving the Vincent P. Martino Jr. Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Presenting the award is Felicia Martino Gonzalez. The Vincent Martino Jr. Scholarship is being made to honor a gentleman whose whole life was dedicated to enhance the lives of young people. He had a great love for foreign languages, thus the scholarship will be given to a student pursuing a career related to foreign language. The candidate must attend a 4-year college and be a good student who is well-rounded and exemplifies good character. The recipient of the Vincent Martino Jr. Scholarship this year is Travis Harrell. Travis is also receiving the Jeffrey Gross Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is Amanda Houlihan. Amanda receives a full scholarship to Temple University, a full athletic scholarship this evening. Vineland High School senior rower and swimmer Amanda Houlihan signed a national letter of intent for Temple University recently. Amanda received a full rowing scholarship and will be a member of Temple's rowing team. The Vineland senior is a 3-year member of the varsity girls swimming team and currently one of the captains. Amanda has competed in the Cape Atlantic League individual championships for the past 2 seasons. She is also a 3-year varsity rower for Vineland High School and holds the current school's record for the 2K. Amanda qualified for the national championships during the 2016 season.
Our next award recipient is Harvey James. He is receiving 3 scholarships this evening. The first scholarship is the Dennis Tanner Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. In 1980, Mr. Tanner was a chaperone for the Puerto Rican Cultural Club and their trip to Puerto Rico. A Vineland High School student was drowning in an undertow. He saved the young man, but gave his life in the process. The Dennis Tanner Assistant Principal Scholarship is part of his legacy. Harvey is also receiving the Lubin Stern Family Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Harvey is also receiving the Wallace Alumni Scholarship in the amount of $500. His award letter reads, Dear Mr. James Harvey, thank you for taking the time to complete an application for the Thomas Wallace School Scholarship. The Wallace School Scholarship Committee reviewed all applications submitted. Based on the course of study, the desire of higher education and need, 2 scholarships were awarded. Congratulations. It is our pleasure to award one of the Thomas Wallace Scholarships to you in the amount of $500. The competition was intense, and you are commended for your academic achievements, extracurricular activities, and determination. Again, congratulations and good luck with your educational plans now and in the future. Sincerely, Dr. Juanita Davis, Principal of Wallace Middle School.
Our next award recipient is Robert Jesse. Robert receives the North Italy Beneficial Association Scholarship in the amount of $500. This award is being presented by Tim Forrest of the Scholarship Committee.
Our next award recipient is Rachel Jones. Rachel is receiving the A.W. Fisher Scholarship in the amount of $500 a year for 4 years.
Our next recipient is Jaden Kearney. Jaden is receiving the A.W. Fisher Scholarship in the amount of $500 for 4 years.
Our next award recipient is Brittany Kola. She is receiving the Teamsters Local 331 Scholarship in the amount of $2,000 a year for 4 years.
This evening in the amount of $1,000. Dr. Thomas McCann, Principal of Vineland High School, is the presenter.
Our next award recipient is Cynthia Lascares. She is receiving 2 scholarships. Cynthia is receiving the Durand Elementary PTO Scholarship in the amount of $500. Presenting the award is Brittany Tomlin, Vice President, Durand Elementary. Cynthia, you're also receiving the Vineland High School Red Cross Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Jocelyn Liu. Jocelyn Liu receives the Vineland Rotary Club William Dudley Senior Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500 this evening.
Our next award recipient is Roberto Lopez. He is the recipient of the A.W. Fisher Scholarship in the amount of $500 a year for 4 years.
Gianna is the recipient of the Italian American Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 this evening. Gianna is also the recipient of the Chick Mazzola Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $700.
Our next recipient is Tara Marangelli. She is receiving 3 scholarships this evening. She is the recipient of the Shea Kotak Scholarship through the Vineland Rotary Club in the amount of $1,500. She is also the recipient of the A.W. Fisher Scholarship in the amount of $500 a year for 4 years. And the Memorial School Scholarship in the amount of $500. This scholarship is given to an alumni of Memorial School who embodies academic excellence. They achieve a high grade point average and set a standard for others to achieve too. They are leaders academically as well as being involved in various school and community organizations. They are mature and prepared for the future ahead of them. They show a dedication to academics and come to school each day with a willingness to learn. They strive for success. We are pleased to give this scholarship to Tara Marangelli.
Our next award recipient receives 6 awards this evening. Billy Mattioli. Billy Mattioli starts off with the National Honor Society Scholarship in the amount of $600 presented by Ms. Carol Delago, VHS NHS Advisor. The Vineland High School National Honor Society would like to present this year one $600 scholarship to a deserving senior member who has shown outstanding service at school and in the community. This scholarship is dedicated to past board member President Michael Gruccio, who exemplified all the 4 pillars of the NHS: character, scholarship, leadership, and service. So at this time, we would like to present this scholarship to the president of the Vineland High School National Honor Society, a young woman who has a strong passion and sense of commitment to service, a woman who puts service before self and who has chaired and participated in many of the NHS activities throughout the year. Lastly, she is attending Stockton College in the fall. So at this time, I would like to present our scholarship to Billy Nicole Mattioli. Billy also receives this evening the Search for Conscience Jacob Teichman Arthur Coonwright Scholarship in the amount of $150. This award is being presented by Ms. Coonwright, Search for Conscience teacher at Vineland High School. Billy also receives the Petway Patriot Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. This award is being presented by Vice Principal of Petway School, Ms. Jacqueline Mangaluzzo. Billy also receives the Italian American Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. We're at number 4. Her 5th scholarship is from the Police Benevolent Association of Vineland, Local 266 Scholarship in the amount of $500. Billy receives an award certificate from Mainland PBA Local 77 this evening, and also an award of $500 from the VHS class of 1993.
Our next award recipient is Brandon Maynor. He is receiving 4 scholarships. The first scholarship he is receiving is the Aaron Plock Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500, and he will be receiving a plaque. Presenting the award is Diane Plock, Aaron's mother. The Aaron Plock Memorial Scholarship is awarded in memory of Aaron Plock. Aaron died suddenly and tragically on September 30th, 1999, after a brief illness. Aaron was a 10-year-old, 5th grade honor student at St. Mary's. He was a supportive team member of both the Dolphin and Vineland YMCA SEAL swim teams. He also was on the Vineland's traveling soccer team and the Tiger Sharks. We award this scholarship to a student who has been a team player on either the swim or soccer teams at their high school and demonstrates Aaron's values of commitment and hard work while enjoying his friends, family, and life. The Run for Aaron 5K 1 mile is held annually in April to raise money to fund this scholarship. We are pleased to be able to award scholarships this year and also make a contribution to Big Brothers Big Sisters. Brandon is also receiving the Thomas P. McCann Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Presenting the award is Dr. Thomas McCann, Principal of Vineland High School. Brandon is also receiving the CCASA Allen Associates Scholarship in memory of Stanley H. Allen in the amount of $250. And Brandon is receiving the Dr. William Menny's PTO School Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient is Cara Melchior. Cara is receiving the North Italy Beneficial Association Scholarship in the amount of $500. This award is being presented by Tim Boris of the Scholarship Committee.
Our next award recipient is Jasmine Milburn. She is receiving the Sir Speedy of Vineland Award in the amount of a $1,000 gift card.
Mian Montavo receives 4 awards this evening. The Vineland Rotary John Spaltor Matt Blatt Most Inspirational Scholarship in the amount of $2,500. Mia also receives the Carol Starzan Scholarship in the amount of $500. She receives the Ernesto Perez Senior Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $250 this evening, presented by Ernesto Perez Jr. And lastly, she receives the Joyce Heck Memorial Award in the amount of $100.
Our next award recipient is Nerese Muller. She is receiving 3 scholarships this evening. The first scholarship she is receiving is for the Search for Conscience Jacob Teichman Arthur Coonwright Scholarship in the amount of $250. Ms. Terry Coonwright is presenting her the award. She is the Search for Conscience teacher. Nerese is also receiving the Alan R. Reinhardt Memorial Music Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Nerese is also receiving the Joan Riggins and E. Blanche Riggins Memorial Music Scholarship in the amount of $1,500, sponsored by the First United Methodist Church of Vineland. The Joan and E. Blanche Riggins Memorial Scholarship was established in 1985 by the Riggins family. It is given in memory of 2 women who dedicated their lives to the service of others through their work with the community and their church. They will always be remembered for sharing the beauty of faith through the joy of music to hundreds of young people, including their granddaughter and great-granddaughter, Vineland High School Choral Director Lori Cummings. We honor their work and their memory by awarding this scholarship to a promising graduate who has demonstrated her own commitment to the service of others through her involvement in the community, her church, and her excellent participation in the Vineland High School choral and theater programs. We have no doubt that this very gifted recipient for 2017 will continue to serve her community with her talent for the rest of her life. We are pleased to award this year's scholarship for $1,500 to a very exceptional student and musician, Nerese Muller.
Our Our next award recipient is Chelsea Murphy. Chelsea receives the Newfield Bank Scholarship this evening in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is Anita Novatorskaya. She is receiving the Edward Hinton Scholarship in the amount of $500. William Hartman, member of the selection committee, will be presenting the award.
Jason Oakes will also receive the Edward Pinson Scholarship Award in the amount of $1,000. This award is being presented by William Hartman, member of the selection committee. Jason also receives this evening the Dr. Anthony R. Catchambone Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. This scholarship is in memory of Dr. Anthony Catchambone, past superintendent of Vineland Schools. Dr. Catchambone was superintendent from 1969 to 1979. He was born in Camden and went to Temple and Villanova, where he also played basketball. He dedicated his life to the education of children. At this time, I'd like to present the Dr. Anthony Catchambone Memorial Scholarship to Jason Oakes. Jason also receives the Sharon Parsons Bortle Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. This award is being presented by Brandy Patch, third grade teacher. The Sharon Parsons Bortle Scholarship is given out annually in memory of Sharon Bortle, a beloved and devoted teacher from Durand School who lost her life to domestic violence years ago. We at Durand School would like to remember her generous, kind spirit and love of writing by offering this scholarship to a graduating senior pursuing a career in either education or journalism. And lastly, Jason receives the Cumberland County Retired Educators Association Scholarship in the amount of $750 a year for 4 years.
Our next award recipient is Kabe Odin. She's receiving 3 scholarships this evening. The first scholarship she will be receiving is the Crudo Brothers Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Presenting the award is Robert Crudo and Patricia Crudo, children of Frank Crudo. Kabe is also receiving the Agape Scholarship in the amount of $500. Presenting the award is Dr. Ryan, owner of Agape Medical Center. Kabe will also be receiving the A.W. Fisher Scholarship in the amount of $500 a year for 4 years.
Cindy Ocher receives the Edward Pinson Scholarship in the amount of $1,500 this evening. William Hartman, member of the selection committee, will be presenting this award to her. Cindy also receives the Lubin Stern Family Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. And Cindy also receives the Lucille V. Harker Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient goes to Sarah Patronani. Sarah will be receiving the annual Olympiad Award. She'll be receiving a plaque. In addition, Sarah has received a full scholarship to Philadelphia University.
Vincenzo Montari receives the Italian American Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Vincenzo also receives the Sam Bazowski Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500. The award letter for Vincenzo reads as follows. Dear Vinny, congratulations on being selected by the staff of the Marching Plan as the recipient of the 2017 Sam Bazowski Memorial Scholarship. It is truly an honor for me to be able to present this award to you. Your 4 years of dedication to the Marching Clan have been an inspiration to all involved. On behalf of the Marching Clan, its staff, and its parents, I would like to thank you for your service and dedication, congratulate you on your accomplishments, and wish you all of the best in your future endeavors. Sincerely, Mr. William McDevitt. And Vincenzo also receives the Keith Dunn Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 presented by Miss Rose Dunn, mother, and Kevin Dunn, brother. Keith Dunn was a true leader and inspired everyone who knew him. He had an incredible gift to make people smile and laugh, as he was one of the most entertaining people you could ever meet. He was an active member of the VHS marching band as drum major, was cap and dagger president his senior year, a member of the VHS Select Choir, Madrigals, and received the VHS Marching Clan Musicianship Award. Keith's leadership continued as he served in the United States Air Force to protect our country. His legacy will forever remain in the future of those receiving this award and in the hearts of those that knew him and loved him.
Laleshka Rivera is our next award recipient. She is receiving the Clarion Koch Memorial Award in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient is Giselle Robles. Giselle receives the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Cumberland and Salem County's Foundation Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Danielle Clemenson, Director of Adult School-Based Mentoring, is the presenter. Giselle Robles has been a little star in the community-based mentoring program for 7 years. It has been a true pleasure to see Giselle grow up with her big sister, Chris, and mature into the smart and capable young woman she is today. Giselle wrote that her big sister taught her to be smart in life, to try new things, and to trust other people and her family. She learned more about her world up to this point, and Big Brothers and Big Sisters is proud to contribute even a small portion to what she will learn beyond her high school career. We present Giselle Robles with the Big Brothers Big Sisters Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 and wished you said nothing but the best.
Jose Rodriguez is our next award recipient. He is receiving the Joel Denzel Cortez Scholarship Fund in the amount of $500.
Our next recipient is Lanasia Ross. Lanasia receives the A.W. Fisher Scholarship in the amount of $500 a year for 4 years.
Award recipient is Juliana Rusici. She is the recipient of the Council for Disabled Children Award in the amount of $250. The Council for Disabled Children's Club at Vineland High School promotes activities for disabled children in the Vineland School District. On behalf of the Council for Disabled Children's Club, an award of $250 is given to a graduating senior who has been outstanding in volunteerism and dedicated to working with disabled children. The award recipient is Juliana Rusici.
Our next recipient is Ana Santos. Ana receives the Gladys Maury Viola Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500. Carla Viola is the presenter. Ana, don't go too far. Ana also receives the Gloria N. Sabater Spanish Scholarship in the amount of $800.
Our next award recipient is Mayorique Santos. She will be receiving the Gloria M. Sabater Spanish Scholarship in the amount of $800.
Our next recipient is Sean Scanlon. Tonight, Sean receives the Edward Pinson Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. This award is being presented by William Hartman, member of the selection committee. Sean also receives this evening the Gino Baruffi Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next award recipient was recognized in front of her peers this morning for receiving the Gladys and Richard Babbitt Award in the Visual Arts in the amount of $200. Please stand, Ali Scarpa.
Our next award recipient is Shelby Sheridan. Shelby received the CCASA Allen Associates in memory of Stanley H. Allen Scholarship in the amount of $250.
Our next award recipient is Brianna Soupy. She is receiving 2 scholarships. The first scholarship is the Anthony Rossi Intermediate School Alumni Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Brianna is also receiving the Vineland High School Girls Tennis Scholarship in the amount of $400. Presenting the award is Dominic Macero and Vincent Luciano, girls head coach, boys head coach.
Our next award recipient is Emily Torres. Emily receives the VHS All Sports Booster Club Scholarship in the amount of $500 this evening.
Our next award recipient is Victoria Udatuck. She is receiving 2 scholarships. Victoria is receiving the Petway Patriot Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Presenting the scholarship is Ms. Montaluzzo, Vice Principal of Petway Elementary School. Victoria is also receiving the Vineland Education Association and John Iarusi of Mass Mutual in the amount of $500. Presenting the award, Louis Russo, President, Vineland Education Association.
Eduardo Urena. Eduardo receives the Gloria M. Sabater Spanish Scholarship Award this evening in the amount of $600.
Our next award recipient is Jeffrey Valdesari. He is receiving the Italian American Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Mariela Vasquez. Mariela receives the Wallace Alumni Scholarship in the amount of $500. The award letter from Mariela reads as follows. Dear Miss Mariela Vasquez, thank you for taking the time to complete an application for the Thomas Wallace School Scholarship. The Wallace School Scholarship Committee reviewed all applications submitted. Based on the course of study, the desire for higher education and need, 2 scholarships were awarded. Congratulations. It is our pleasure to award one of the Thomas Wallace School Scholarships to you in the amount of $500. The competition was intense and you are commended for your academic achievements, extracurricular activities, and determination. Again, congratulations and good luck with your educational plans now and in the future. Sincerely, Dr. Juanita Davis, Principal of Wallace Middle School.
Our next award recipient is Isabel Vega. She is receiving the Novick Humanitarian Award in the amount of $500. Presenting the award is Sue Perry, Executive Director.
Our next award recipient is Renasia Wainwright. Renasia receives the Mary and Andrea Bell Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $750.
Our next award recipient was also recognized in front of her peers this morning for receiving the Delmo Filippi Memorial Award in the amount of $100. Please stand, Ashley Wargo.
Our next award recipient receives six awards this evening. Leah Westergaard. Leah receives the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Cumberland and Salem County's Foundation Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. This award is presented by Danielle Clemenson, Director of Adult School-Based Mentoring. Leah also receives the Edward Pinson Scholarship presented by William Hartman, member of the Selection Committee, in the amount of $1,000. Leah also receives the Adam Gonzalez Movement Scholarship Fund in the amount of $500. Adam Gonzalez was a 21-year-old Cumberland County College student pursuing a drug and alcohol counseling degree when he was killed by a drunk driver. He was working his second job at the time of his death. This scholarship is being given in his name to heighten awareness for drunken and/or distracted driving. Applicants must demonstrate a B average or better and plan on pursuing a career in either drug and alcohol counseling or law enforcement. We are happy to present this scholarship to Leah Westergaard. Leah, don't go far. Let me keep going here. Leah also receives the Steered Straight Citizens Scholarship in the amount of $500 this evening. Leah also receives the Vineland High School Red Cross Scholarship in the amount of $500 and also the Zonta of Cumberland County Award in the amount of $500 and citation.
Our next award recipient is Danina White. She is receiving 2 scholarships this evening. She is receiving the Philip Mancini Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. She is also receiving the Big Brothers Big Sisters of Cumberland and Salem County's Foundation Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Danielle Clemenson, Director of Adult School-Based Mentoring, is presenting her the award. Danina White has been a big sister in the high school mentoring program for 3 years, matched to the same little sister at Johnstone School. It has been a true pleasure to watch her interact with her little sister and the other children around her. She claims that she has become a better person thanks to her little, but we know that her little sister and all of us who know her are better people because we know Danina. We are proud to present both the Big Brothers Big Sisters Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Danina, thank you for all you have done for your community. We wish you the best in your pursuits.
Our final scholarship recipient is Gabriella Williams. Gabriella Williams receives 5 scholarships tonight. first scholarship is the Dennis Tanner Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. Gabriella also receives the Joel Denzel Cortez Scholarship Fund in the amount of $500. Gabriella also receives the Roberto D. Gonzalez Memorial Scholarship presented by Deborah Gonzalez, mother, and Deborah Lynn Gonzalez, sister, in the amount of $500. Gabriella also receives the Cumberland County Black Hall of Fame Scholarship in the amount of $500. This award is presented by Ella Boykin and Marietta Webster. And Gabriella receives the Cumberland County Municipal Clerks Association Award in the amount of $100. Tonight, we acknowledge the recipients of the Principal's Award for Volunteerism. These students were recognized this morning in front of their peers. Please stand when you hear your name called. Devin Fisher. Billy Mattioli. Mia Montalvo. Anita Navartaskaya. Kebe Odin. Sharon Jacques Bartan. Stephanie Romero. Congratulations. Thank you for your service. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, class of 2017, and all award recipients. Give yourselves a round of applause. That concludes our evening. Have a great night.